Yes, sir. I think this episode of Overreaction All Season, on this April Fool's edition of Overreaction All Season, gonna get a little spicy. Welcome to another marvelous episode of Overreaction Monday. I am the governor of college football, and with me, as always, is a guy that needs no introduction, the mayor of college football, Nino Brown. And today's special guest is a guy that really does his homework, and he pulls a lot of strings behind the scenes for CFB Nation, host of Hawks Nest and co-host of Debbie Darlings, the one, the only, my guy, D Now, man. Let's clap it up for my boy D Now, man.
Appreciate it, fellas. I'm excited to be here. Coming back, so I'm excited.
D Now, I try to hit home a little bit, so we definitely gonna talk a little bit of Howard Hawkeyes football today. But let's get it started. So, before we get started, actually, tell me the greatest April Fool's prank you've ever been a part of. D Now, let's start with you.
So to be honest, I wasn't really an April Fool's prankster. I grew up in kind of a strict house, military house, so there was no pulling that stuff on my dad. But I mean, nowadays, being a dad, myself, I goof around every once in a while, the rubber banding the kitchen sink, so when they turn it on, shoots them at their face. Just the little things like that. Nothing too extreme.
Nino.
I'm like, I've never been the guy to be the practical joker, but Mother Nature turned around one day and gave me the middle finger and told me you can go eat shit.
Wow.
So back in 97, I know I'm probably showing my age here because I'm 43. Mother Nature decided on April Fool's to drop 25.4 inches of snow in Boston. Okay. Yeah. I was in high school. Okay. And that shit sucked. I was a sophomore in high school. Just to let you know at that time what was going on in the world. Green Bay had just beaten my New England Patriots in the Super Bowl, and Desmond Howard took it to the crib at halftime.
I remember that.
The Florida Gators had won 52-20 over the Florida State Seminoles in the Sugar Bowl. Auburn was relevant with a 10-3 season under Terry Bowden. They were ranked 11th in the nation.
I had talk, bro.
Joe Germain was the QB for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Hey, people don't remember Joe Germain.
Joe Germain, my boy Freckles, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Cade McNown and Skip Harris led the UCLA Bruins to a 10-2 overall, 5th ranked in the Pac-10 record. And
wow.
Charles Woodson won the Heisman.
I remember that.
So April Fool's told me to go eat shit, but that was a pretty good year of football. And if you don't know who Joe Germain is, go peep him out. He wasn't the greatest, but he had 1 year where he was something spicy.
Hey, man, shout out to East Coast, man. East Coast has been super consistent. He's been here almost every week, man. So we know that he is a notification warrior, man. Shout out to them. And make sure you guys go check out their platform. So the greatest, it wasn't really an April Fool's joke, but like when I was in college, everybody has their it's a lot like high school. You got your athletes, you got the girls who want to be with the athletes, you got the nerds, and then you got my crew who was the partiers. I was known for throwing parties.
Okay.
My apartment complex hated the fact that I was known for throwing parties. So one time I threw a party. I was even nervous. It got out of the control. Like it was probably like 100 people in this 3-bedroom apartment. The floor was shaking. One of my roommates is on the island in the kitchen dancing on top of it. And then here comes the property manager. Here comes the police. Boom, 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 knocking at the door. They're like, "Where Kevin at?" All my buddies, I'm Kevin. She said, "No, it's the youngest looking person in here. That's who Kevin is." And so that was kind of the best.
Bagged.
Yeah, I was bagged either way.
Look at this.
Yeah, we got bold predictions.
It's funny because I see that, but then I look at everything come out of spring, and he ain't got very little playing time right now. So that's a strong, spicy one.
That's one of them like East Coast grinding got like intel for that type of take. So let's finish off with the rest of this RFQ. A better finish in the Big Ten next season. Our Washington. Because D Now's a guest, I'm gonna let him have the last word. Nino, you go first.
Okay. It's gonna be more than rapid fire couple words here. I'm gonna
Hey, take the time you need, because I'm sure my buddy's gonna need a rebuttal as well.
No, he's that's fine. I know we talked in the green room. He's already turning everybody on defense, and I'm cool with that. That's fine. But I got him at 5 wins, maybe 6, maybe Illinois State, Iowa State, Troy, Miami, Northwest. Those are dubs. But who's the quarterback? Is Caden McNamara going to be ready week 1? He's already kind of not good. Who's the wide receiver 1 now? Is it Bostic, Brown, Proctor? Who's the guy? Not going to catch the ball that much, but who's the guy? Jay Higgins is the leader on that defense. That's all. I'm going to be buying a lot of stock in Rice Dakin, because that's the guy you want to be looking for on that special teams for Iowa. Washington, I got 7. I guarantee that I won't guarantee, but it's most likely they're going to win Webb State, Eastern Michigan, Wazoo, Northwestern, Rutgers, Iowa, and Indiana. But there's questions over there, too. Is it Will Rogers or is it Demon Williams? Is he going to be the QB1? Jed Fish in year 1 at Washington? Yikes. They lost a lot of major players at each level. They added some guys, Coleman and Hunter, on the offensive side. But Swiss cheese for me, it looks like, in Washington. But I think they have more playmakers on the offensive side than Iowa could even sniff at. So for that reason, I'm going Washington.
All right. To start a rebuttal, I wouldn't chalk up that Rutgers as an automatic win. I think Schiano, they may surprise some people. But I mean, I'm going to sound like a homer. I got to go Iowa. They returned 9 starters on their defense. Almost showed last season, doesn't really matter what their offense does. They still came away with 10 wins. One of the top 10 defenses in the country. They returned a 3-headed monster for what was their offense, the run game. 2 out of the 3 had over 500, almost 600 yards on the season. Caleb Brown is wide receiver 1/weapon, whatever you want to call him. They return who I think is going to win tight end of the year, Luke Lachey, which is a big piece of their offense. Everyone knows tight end U is Iowa. So I think that, and with Washington having the new coach, like you said, I think Will Rogers starts, and I think he's a very average quarterback, no disrespect. And they play Michigan, they play Penn State, they play Oregon, with 2 out of those 3, I believe, are on the road. I'll agree. I don't think Iowa lives up to the 10 wins that they had last year. I could see them maybe 7, 8. But I also don't think Washington is the same Washington they were this year. Just like you said, they lost a lot of weapons. It could honestly even be a pick 'em. They could both go 7, 8. But again, being the homer, I got to go with Iowa.
So wait, before you take over, KT, you said that, the defense returned all these guys and it doesn't matter. Did you watch the last game? Because there was a freshman. I think it was 2 freshmen.
Okay, so let me ask you, are you comparing Nico to Will Rogers?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying competition they're going to have to face. They face freshmen. Got dominated.
5-star freshmen in arguably
they're going to be facing some of those in the Big Ten still.
I don't think there are very many quarterbacks in the Big Ten that are as good as Nico is.
I'm not saying just quarterbacks. I'm talking about running backs. I'm talking about wide receivers. They're going to face those guys.
No, I get you.
The last test that I saw, that returning defense who did play in that bowl game.
No, I hear you.
So that's where my concern is for that. Higgins can only do so much.
But then again, to devil's advocate, Pac-12 wasn't really known for defense.
Correct.
At all.
Correct.
At all.
So
but you did see guys perform. That front line of Washington put out 3 guys, right? One of them transferred out, but you had Trice, you had the gentleman who was the 3-pot named Allen. Yeah. So they had multiple guys on that put up numbers and performed. Yeah. Even though it was the Pac-12, 10, 2, whatever you want to call it.
Right. I mean, I honestly, if there is going to be any separation, I think it's a 1, maybe 2 game difference between the 2, but I could honestly see them both coming away with the same record.
That game they face each other is going to be
going to decide. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll probably be the deciding factor. But I think there is a world where there could be, like D now said, where there can be a push as well. It'll really come down to, how well is Jetfish getting adjusted? How well is their scheme being implemented? The faith that we have in Will Rogers, because we've seen, the good and the bad with Will Rogers.
His home team didn't even have faith in him last year.
When he went from the sling it offense of Leach to Arnett's offense, he just RIP.
Yeah.
Now to play devil advocate and to kind of big up Rodgers a little bit. They lied to his ass. Okay.
Yeah, they did.
100%. That coach told him we were gonna keep it to the air raid, and they went complete opposite. Right. And he still went in there and he played hurt and kind of put his collegiate career on maybe chance. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so let me ask you, if Will isn't the starter and the younger guy comes in, are you still picking Washington?
I think they got a better chance with Williams. He's way more dual threat, right? Has just as strong of an arm.
Mm-hmm.
It may not maybe not take them like deep ball chances as often as Will Rogers does because he's a veteran in that system, that air raid system. But this kid was recruited by Fish at Arizona and scooted. I'm out. So trust, that's his guy. That's Fish's guy, not Will. Because you got to remember, Will was 1 foot out the door when homeboy left, when the ball left to Alabama. The fact that he had to stay there on the track, then there for the bowl game, now you're there for the coach's announcement. Listen, when they say it smells fishy, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Something ain't right there.
Nino, I got a question for you. So how much weight do you put into bowl season games? Because you see some teams that prepare really well. Some teams don't prepare well enough for them because it's so much going on during that time period.
Lineups is where I put the weight. Iowa played about 80% of that defensive lineup, right? The starters, about 80%. There was a couple guys that didn't play. I think a couple guys in the secondary that were returning that didn't play. So that's where it's the eye test. You know what I mean? Like, if you're playing and you're a returning kid, junior, senior, whatever it is, you're playing for a reason. There's pride in that.
Right.
Shit. You ain't just playing for shits, right? So you're gonna try to ball out. Like I watch these guys that dudes. Hey, granted, again, like Dino said, you get 5-star in Nico, 4-star in Dylan Sampson. Those are guys. But I just watched starters that were dominating, so-called, and in this game, a young youth, the youth of the nation, kind of get pushed back a little bit. So there's my concern,
I like that a lot.
Unless you're Michigan or Ohio State, you aren't getting those athletes in the Big Ten. So, and I mean, Iowa plays those teams maybe once every 3 years, maybe 4 years. I know they play Ohio State this upcoming year. So again, not to make excuses, but Iowa just hasn't played that kind of talent before, and I'll be the first to admit they got manhandled by Tennessee.
Yeah, so, Michigan State's got 5-star Aiden Childs, right? Now remember, but they play them this year. They're on the schedule this year. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
so that's where I'm looking at that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at who they're going up against. Granted, in that Iowa State game, you and I both know that
it depends who plays quarterback.
Thank you.
Yes.
So that's
if it's
not
Rocco,
a gimme.
Iowa's gonna run all over him. If it's
my guy,
kid, it'll be one of those 10-9 games if it's the other kid.
Right. So it's not a gimme. You know what I mean? But like I'm saying, you're facing different. The guys that came over, coaching staffs that came over from the Pac to the Big Ten, they brought some dogs. So that's what you have to watch out. That's all I'm saying.
No, I get you.
It will certainly be an adjustment period for all 4 of those universities because you got to be able to win some ugly games in that conference.
Adjustment for 3 out of the 4.
I was gonna say Iowa's used to ugly games.
That's what we do.
They live in that realm.
Yep.
All right, so let's get into the next rapid fire question. And I'm laughing at something that was said earlier. It was even before the green room. It was in our group chat. A better season in 2024. DJ UK Klubnik. Go ahead, Nino.
Okay.
Nino, I'm sorry. I say Dino. I always say that when you tour together. Go ahead, Nino.
Right. I wanted to start with this, but I'm not going to because then I'll end it with this and I'll let Dino have his chance.
Okay.
First of all, East Coast DJ gets heavy. Okay. 255. When he was at Clemson, he was 245 plus. When he was at Oregon State, he was 230. Just saying. Gets a little hefty when he's on the East Coast. All right. And he's got weapons. Benson, Brown, Lucas, right? Williams, Roydell Williams is there. Tolafield, right? But can that O-line in Florida State protect like the O-line at Oregon State did? Because that was top 10. I don't know if the Seminoles got a top 10 offensive line. Is Alec Atkins or is it Norvell? Like, who is better? Which one is going to put the better scheme out for him? Okay. And his numbers, 57% completion last year. When everybody said DJU was great, I was a fan of DJU. You all know that. I wasn't at Clemson. I was last year. I learned, put more knowledge into it. 2,600 yards, 21 touchdowns, 7 picks. Great numbers. Almost had 300 yards on the ground, 6 touchdowns. 62.8, 2,800, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 380 yards, 4 touchdowns. Why the fuck is this even a conversation? That was Cade Klubnik's numbers last year. They were better than DJU last year on a down year when Dabo had his head up his ass. Didn't think the seat could get hot. Well, guess what? He attempted to hit the portal. He made an offer to someone in the portal for the first time since Jesus walked the earth in sandals. So, like, he knows that if he doesn't right the ship, it's the guy behind him and Garrett Riley. In my eyes, Garrett Riley is the better play caller in both of these quarterbacks' system. Whatever one you want to be, Garrett Riley is the better guy. If you unleash the fucking Kraken, Cade Klubnik can only go up. On a down year, he was better than DJU. I love the U family. No disrespect. This shouldn't even been a conversation. It's Cade Klubnik all day, every day.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just agree. Like when you look at it, I was looking at the rosters. It's outside of Stills, who there aren't any names that scream out at you of like supporting cast for DJU. Just for, in my opinion. But then at Clemson, he's returning Maffa, bringing Stool, Antonio Williams. He's set up for more success if it was even in a close race. But like Nino said, Clemson had a down year for Clemson standards and still outperformed DJU. So again, I would have to agree. It's not even close. It's Cade.
When they battle each other this year, we'll revisit this. I'll just be silent. You can hit the play button.
Yep.
Interesting. That is very interesting.
Oh, bring on the next one, KT. I'm ready for this one.
Yeah, we're going to have to revisit that one.
If we were to go down the line, punch for punch, ready? Wide receivers, who you taking?
Clemson.
KT? You want Adam Randall, Antonio Williams, or Tyler Brown, or would you rather have Malik Benson, Hakeem Williams, who I like but is very raw,
right,
or Jalen Brown?
If Williams can have that sophomore jump, I don't know. Right now, you have to say Clemson, but I'm not overly impressed with either one.
But you're going Clemson on the same premise I am, off what you saw last year, which was right?
Yeah, right.
If they do 10% better in correcting it, it has to be Klubnik.
Really?
When we're saying that DJU's best year was last year, it was his second to best completion percentage, and he wasn't even at 60. And now he's back where the memories haunt him in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
He doesn't have to go to school because he has graduated.
He's graduated. Alex Atkins has made that offense very friendly for the quarterbacks. He's going to get DJU comfortable early with early throws. He's going to run them.
That's why I say Jalen Lucas is going to be huge.
I would agree with that, but I agree with you. We're going to let the tape do the talking. We'll revisit this one. D, now I have to start with you on this next one. Buying or selling stock on the Colorado Buffaloes?
So, I mean, if you follow CFB, you all know where I stand on this. I am buying the stock this year. It's year 2 in Deion's system. Shador is comfortable with the speed of FBS football. They completely revamped the offensive line, which was dire for any sort of success. Travis Hunter knows what it takes to play both ways at an elite level, finally. So I'm expecting a huge step there. The Big 12 is the Big 12 defensively. So, I mean, they got a few good teams, Arizona, Utah, obviously. But again, if you follow CFB, you know I have them projected to go 10-2. Shedeur winning the Heisman. So I'm all in on the Colorado hype train.
Must be the money that got my boys a little bit. I know he's on the hype train, and I'm a big Dion guy. I got the shirts. Dion's my guy. I got the prime jerseys. I got the hats.
Yeah. You can see the jersey behind you.
Yeah. But they brought in an offensive line to protect Shedeur. I feel like I read this story last year. 4 stars. They brought those guys in last year. Didn't work. It's going to take some time for them to gel, right? Now, the anchor is going to be the freshman, the 5-star. He's going to be the anchor like he's the tugboat. So I get it. And he already said his job is just to protect Shedeur. We'll see if you can live up to the job. Everybody gets hired for what they say. They might get fired for how their performance is. So we'll have to sit there and see what that goes. But is the O-line going to fix Shedeur's pocket presence? Because I noticed something. His footwork was a little... not credit, but everybody wanted to kill my guy Will Levis about his footwork in the pocket when he was getting murdered 40-something times, and sacked. It's the same shit that I'm seeing with Shedeur, right? He gets a little nervous. Another underlying factor: Sean Lewis ain't there no more, and you're relying on Pat Shurmur, a man that runs a 60-40 run scheme, and the best passing he's got is through a play action scheme. That is what you're trusting Shedeur Sanders to be the number 1 quarterback and win the Heisman off of? I'm not saying you, D. Now I'm saying in general.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like those factors for me make me say, "Woof, okay." I watched other games that he was in. If you look at his stats, they're kind of padded. They were down early to teams, and they had to come back. Colorado State, double overtime against Colorado State. I get it. He can't play defense, but his job is to play offense.
But they were terrible in the trenches last year. Not just on the offensive line. The defensive line got pushed around last year. Right. And those are the 2 areas that they attacked in the portal this season, the trenches.
But it takes time, right? Teams that attack things in the portal have anchors already to place around them.
That's accurate.
They loaded up an empty cruise ship, trying to make everybody mingle. It's like, going on a blind date. You're going to what is that called? Rapid dating. You got to get it. And now you're learning. Great. Warren Sapp's there, so that should help the defensive side. That's cool. I'm with it. But like the schedule, the teams that they're going to face that are established, that have chemistry, they're already going. I see him at like 8 wins. That's where I got him. I look at the schedule real quick. I'm like, North Dakota State. Okay. Nebraska.
I mean, to play North Dakota State's not no gimme either, though.
Bro, if they're within 10 points, North Dakota State, we should never talk about Colorado no more. We're trying to tell them this guy's going to win a Heisman. They're going to be in the college football playoff, and we're just talked about them struggling possibly with North Dakota State not being a gimme. That should be a 40-point blowout. This should be.
Yeah, but yes, I still am going to stand by what I said. But if you still believe that North Dakota State should be an FCS school, you are living some fantasy dream. I believe North Dakota State could go into the Big 12 and they would easily be a 7, maybe 8-win team.
That's the take.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that one.
Go ahead. I'll stand by it. I'll die on that hill.
But just look at the schedule. At Nebraska, right? At Colorado.
Depends who's their quarterback.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm saying at Colorado State, right? Then you're home against Baylor. That's not a gimme. At UCF,
quarterback.
That should be a victory. And now
that Colorado State game will not be close this year.
Now we're going through the gauntlet here. Kansas State, right? It's home, but it's Kansas State.
That's gonna be a difficult
on the road against Arizona, already ranked in the top 12, right? We don't know what we're getting out of Texas Tech, but it's in Lubbock. Good luck.
That's a great, difficult place to go get a win.
You get Utah at home, but they're already ranked in the top 10, and Cam Rising hasn't played in 2 years. Then it's at Kansas. Then you play Oklahoma State. 10's going to be tough. God forbid someone said they're betting all that. You got to think, there's so many new weapons. on the offensive side of the ball. Yes, they're probably going to establish the run game early, but they got to get these guys to gel. There's Shepard, Cordell Russell, the gentleman that's coming in from North Carolina. There's so many weapons that they have to gel and get used to. I just don't know. And he's talking so much talk. I get it. He's talented, but man, sometimes it's just time to shut up and put up. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is Deion knew when to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Deion also knew when to shut up. Right? When there was tough matchups or it was something that was going to be big, Deion didn't say a damn thing.
He don't know when to shut up now.
Who?
Deion.
He don't have to know when to shut up now. He's
talking too damn much now. He's talking about the 2025 NFL draft. All he should be talking about is the upcoming season. That's all he should be talking about.
Now, as far as Travis Hunter, I know you like this kid, and he got all of it, and he's the right athlete. But there is no way on God's green earth that a human being or a college or NFL player can continue to play 75% of the way on both sides of the ball. His longevity in the NFL would be one contract. One.
That's not true. That's not true.
Who's
he would have to pick the kid from Ohio State, Gamble.
He's done 75% in the NFL?
He played both. No, I'm not saying he's going to play both ways in the NFL.
He played 75% in college? No way.
Yes, Gamble was a starting wide receiver.
He played a lot.
And the starting corner for Ohio State when they won the national championship.
I could be a starting wide receiver and be wide receiver 4, homie. That's
different. No, he was.
Travis Hunter's wide receiver 1. Chris Gamble wasn't wide receiver 1.
Yes, he was.
And he was DB1?
Yes, he was. Yes.
And he played more than 75%.
He played both ways the entire game. Was picked by the Panthers. Only played corner in the NFL, but
he played a lot of both.
And DB1 for Ohio State.
I can't remember how
in
much
the early 2000s, the year they beat Miami for the championship.
I find it hard that he was wide receiver 1, but I just don't see it. I just do not see in this day and age. He also going what? Gamble was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
totally
exactly.
Style of football.
No, I understand that it was different, but it's been done. And I'm not saying that he has to be wide receiver 1.
Whoa,
you got Horton, you got Shepard, you got Russell, like you said.
Hold on. This is what talking. I hate this word. I want to take this word, put it in a goddamn blender, and pour it down the sewer drain. But we've been talking about this kid as generational. Okay? Right? I didn't know generationals plays 25% on one side and 87% on the other side. Did we talk about this kid being Deion Sanders said he could get drafted as the number 1 pick as an athlete. This ain't college, but you were getting recruited. You got to get picked as that. You pick a position and run with it, okay? Because even Charles Woodson, he went to an NFL and played one position. The other thing he played was special teams. My man maybe got 6 targets in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like Devin Hester, right? What did he get? He was a special teams all-star. Got about 25 targets as a wide receiver in the NFL. Making this kid play both sides of the ball more than 70% for his whole collegiate career is going to impede him because he's going to have too much wear on the tires. And his NFL, maybe he gets 2 contracts, but he's already seen him get hurt. Yes, it was off a dirty hit, granted. But what do you think is going to happen when the boys get bigger? And the guy that's making the big money just got dogged. What do you think is going to happen then, right? There's no way he can play both sides of the ball like he did last year, the whole season. They're going to have to make – and that's why they went and got wide receivers. I mean, he's telling you that. He's going to be for big plays. You know, they're going to have manufactured plays for him, but he will not get 65 targets.
That wide receiver? He's going to be a wide receiver.
No, he's a DB.
He's going to be a wide receiver in the NFL.
No, he's going to be a DB in the NFL.
He's a DB in the NFL.
Wow. He's a DB in the NFL.
He's not going to be a DB in the NFL.
You want to bet money? I bet you 100 right now.
Yeah, we can bet 100. We can bet 100 right now.
Clean 100 right now.
Yeah, book it. He's going to be a wide receiver in the NFL. He's not going to be a DB in the NFL.
He'll play nickel in the NFL.
You're crazy, bro.
Wow.
His talents on defense are so much superior than his offensive talents.
You just brought up Charles Woodson, didn't you? You heard what Charles Woodson said, right? He said, I mean no disrespect. He said he has amazing ball skills, but he said his skill set for wide receiver supersedes his skill set at cornerback. That's what Charles Woodson said.
That's cool, but his route running is not elite at all.
Wow. I'm intrigued.
So if he wants to play wide receiver in the NFL, he's a 2, maybe 3rd round pick.
Thank you.
If he wants to play corner, no, he's a 3. He's a slot.
Wow.
Thank you.
If he wants to play corner, he has
He's
the chance to be a
DB1.
first round. Yeah.
Yeah,
Top 10, top 12 pick.
I disagree.
He's a lockdown DB. He is not an alpha wide receiver.
He's a lockdown DB.
Oh yeah.
Shout out
I
to
don't
my
see him
guys.
as an outside DB. I see him as a nickel. But
You
Play
think he's
all
a
over the
nickel?
field. His speed allows him to play all
Yeah,
over the field.
he's got amazing ball skills. Like some of the interceptions he made last year were phenomenal. But we did it. You did see the Stanford tape. It was bad, bro. It was Michael Jackson bad, man. I've been excited for this question because it's some of the talk at Twitter. Best play caller in the G5 ranks. We're gonna start with D now on this one.
So the first one I have is Mac Leftwich out of Texas State. What him and Coach Kenny are building in San Marco, I root for them without any connections just because of what they did at Incarnate Word and now what you see them doing in San Marco. And if they can keep him, I see them being the group of 5 team in the next few years. I'm not saying this year, that makes the series run for the playoffs. My second one is Nino's guy, Brennan Marion. I mean, the way he turned around a perennial laughingstock of football UNLV this year was amazing. You heard his name floating around for everything from San Diego State's head coach to there was rumors he was going to be Iowa's next offensive coordinator or receiver coach. And he's young. I don't think he's even 30 yet. So he's going to be in that group of young coaches that ushers in college football to the next phase. The third one is more of a I'm interested in how it goes than me thinking he's actually one of the best, and that's Craig Stutzman at San Jose State. Just because they hired Ken Niumatalolo, and everyone knows he's a triple option kind of guy. So this will be the first year that he actually said he's not going to run the triple option. He's going to run that spread and shed that they ran at Hawaii, Washington State, and all that. So that's more of what I'm interested in. And then in our Twitter banter, we were talking about head coaches that maybe I'm just going to throw mine out there. I'm going Jason Candle here at UT. I think he's one of the smartest group of 5 college coaches. He could have been a Big Ten head coach, Northwestern, Michigan State. His name was floated around. He was also in the running for Ohio State's offensive coordinator job before they hired Chip Kelly. So that's my head coach name that I was going to throw out.
Oh, you gave me the layup? I thought this is your guy. I thought you were going to take him. I put him on there only because I knew you had a head coach. Sean Lewis, bro. San Diego State. I mean, come on.
And last year kind of was like, okay,
I'm going to give you something.
His? Okay.
It was noticeable here. This is what I put this down because I had a feeling you were going to say that. When Sean Lewis was the coach.
He's a head coach now, though. So that's
I
why I
know.
look at it.
Well, you put a head coach. Yeah. So here's mine, right? You said you weren't sure. Last year when he was there for 6 weeks before they fired him because it was bullshit, right? Colorado.
Oh, yeah,
Colorado's offense had 400 plus offense, right? 337 yards passing. Shedeur Sanders took us 80 plus yards per game hit when Pat Shermer came in. So it was Sean Lewis, bro. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
Something happened with Dion and him, and he got, that was the odd man out. But Sean Lewis is a mastermind.
I'll give you that because we had talked last season that as soon as Iowa fired Brian, I wanted Sean Lewis so bad. I loved what he did at Kent State. So yeah, I'll give you that one.
You want
the D now
that style. Yeah, that gets it. That I knew it was going to get the seal. I had to come correct. I had to bring facts. So that one is one. You said my guy Brendan Marion. Like just the fact. I want to throw a couple things out there. Right, Maya Villa was a freshman, 3,000 yards, 17 touchdowns. Yes, he did have 10 picks, but he's starting to develop. A freshman put over 3,000 yards. Right, they had over 400 yards of offense per game last season. When he was at Texas, okay, we forget this. He was the pass game coordinator in 2022. Who was the quarterback? Quinn Ewers, right? Everybody forgets. There was a development. Over 2,100 pass yards and 15 touchdowns. My man only had 6 picks. This guy knows ball. He knows offense, and he knows how to get there. I was adamant that he was going to get a head coaching job. I do not know how Barry Odom and the UNLV retained this gentleman. I'll be damned if he's on that team next year.
Oh, he won't be. If
he will be a head coach.
He's gone.
He's gone. So, I had Mac Leftwich on there as well because I'm a Texas State guy. But when you're putting up 56 points per game at Incarnate Ward, and 450 yards of offense per game is absolutely stupid. Last year, they were 11th in the nation at Texas State with 37 points per game. TJ Finley was nothing. Almost had 3,500 yards, right? They had 450 plus offensive yards per game. Like, they were just balling on the MAC level. I know it, Kiney's a guy. And I don't think this is a DeBoer Grubb thing. I think this is a match made in heaven where they both are on the same page.
Yeah.
And I don't even think Kiney supersedes him. I think he just goes along with it. And if it's changed, it's like, yo, what do you think about this instead of that? I think that's the relationship that offense has. I don't think Matt goes anywhere. I think Kiney's going to go somewhere and be a head coach for a bigger program next year.
And then Leftwich takes over.
Oh, Leftwich just come with him and be his OC.
Right.
Why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Look at DeBoer. You know what I'm saying? Grubb saw something wasn't working right. There was a wrench in the plan, so he was out. So the last guy I have, and this is probably a dot throw, but I think he's got it, and I think he's going to be the guy that can keep it going. Drew Hollingshead, okay? Came over from Mississippi State. He knows the Leach air raid system.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's taking over for where? Another air raid like program in Western Kentucky. Okay. I think he was the guy that helped guide everything in the process. Once homeboy got shit canned and they went back to that style of offense, and you started to see quarterback have a little more success. You started to see that offense be a little bit more vibrant, have a little bit of a boom, 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 boom down the stretch there. I think this guy's going to show out that he's a young whippersnapper in this game. And I think you're going to see this type of offense continue at Western Kentucky, where they like that modified air raid system. And they got a couple guys over there.
Who's their quarterback now? They got someone this offseason, didn't they?
Is it Finley over there? Isn't it Finley and Vandercliff? I think TJ Finley went there. I'm almost positive.
Yeah. It might be now that you say that.
So you'd go from one air raid in Texas State to a nice air raid system in Western Kentucky. I'm telling you, this kid, in by the end of this season into next season, you're going to be like, all right, he's the next hot young mind that gets it. That's prolific in this pass calling game.
I like it.
Yeah, both of y'all.
Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Had Delora gone to Texas State this year, they may have been closer to being that group of 5 school this year. But I think since he declared for the draft, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think it'll take him a couple more years.
I also got told that Drake May had no NFL caliber weapons on his team this year. Yeah, this guy was 5th in the nation. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. People absolutely insane.
UNC definitely does not have an air raid offense.
They're coming back in August.
At Texas State's good. Actually, they have 3 quarterbacks led by Jordan McLeod, and they're already saying, like, if you listen to anything that
that's right, the James Madison quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, there's a reason why he was, the Sun Belt Player of the Year. He's like, he's already like a veteran. Some of the throws he makes, it's just wow. And then the other 2 guys behind him, one's a freshman, I think one's a redshirt sophomore. They all have like dual threat capabilities. So they're all right, man. They're going to be okay. Yeah. I'm a Texas State guy.
I think they'll win at least 8 games this year.
I think so, too. I think they're going to have a good bowl game, and there's a chance. I got them as literally as a contender to win that conference. I think.
To win the conference. I thought you said win out.
No, to win that conference. Like, I think they get that UTSA game in the beginning. That's the measuring stick game. If they get by them, watch out.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let's get into some bowl predictions. I want 2 from both of you. One at about a jalapeno spice level, the other one at a Carolina Reaper spice level. D, now let's start with you.
All right. So the first one, I'm going to give you 3. One is going to be a homer thing, just because it's me. The first one, it's going to be Bobby Petrino finishes the season as Arkansas's head coach for the 2nd time. The other one is Mario Cristobal finally pulls his head out of his ass and wins the ACC with Cam Ward as the quarterback. And my third one is
whoa. Say that second one again.
I said Mario Cristobal pulls his head out his ass and wins the ACC with Cam Ward as quarterback.
That is bold. I like that. Continue. My fault, bro.
No, you're good. You're good. And my third one is Beth Gotts fires Kirk Ferentz.
Whew. You said Reaper level. You didn't say Inferno.
Yeah, bro.
Shit.
Yeah, that's
right.
juvie right there. That's crazy. And Beth, how you say her last name? She got a pair of gonads on her. Yeah, she don't play around. That's crazy. Yeah, those are all great takes and bold statements. Go ahead, Dito.
Oh man, I'm sweating.
Bro,
I gotta bring the heat my first time back. So.
DJ plays 8 games for the Florida Gators. Starts 8 games for the Florida Gators, and Napier keeps his job. That's one.
That's the hot take part. That's the hot take part. Because I got him fired before they played Georgia.
Well, Lagway will probably be in right then, right?
Probably, yeah.
I've been saying this for weeks now. If he goes to Lagway, that's a scapegoat card. I went with the true freshman. Gonna have to see how we're doing.
Can't
You're
hear
on
you,
mute.
Kitty. Yep.
Ooh, can't hear nothing. All right. I still can't hear nothing. You got too excited. Done messed up all your stuff. All right. Hey. Like, it's nuts. Maryland wins 10 games. Okay? Maryland wins 10 games. People know who the heck MJ Morris is. You know
I like that take.
Okay. Kevin Concepcion wins the Blitnikoff. Talk to me.
I could see.
Go ahead. See, now I am flustered by the first one still, man.
I told you, if he goes to the true freshman early, scapegoat.
I don't think he has the chance to go to the freshman.
Why? What's Graham Mertz got?
No, I think he's let go before he gets that chance to go to the freshman. I think Billy's let go before he gets the chance to go to DJ. And whoever takes his spot gets to use DJ as a scapegoat for the rest of the crappy year that Florida's going to have.
I'm going to say something right now. If Graham Mertz is continuing to be checked down Charlie off the first 2 weeks, they're going to have manufactured plays for my boy the following week. He has to take a step.
I think they'll use him at some point, but...
Oh, all right, wait. If we're going check down Charlie and they're giving my guy 15 dropbacks and he's going, what 9 for 15 and putting up 100-something yards and wow plays? Bye-bye. See you later.
I think... Okay, so to piggyback on your hot take, I don't think Florida has a winning record, so...
You don't need a winning record. Listen, if he's at
Yes,
6,
he do.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
If he starts DJ Lagway and they win 6 games, he's Gucci.
He's out of there. He's out of there. They are done with Billy Napier.
That's not. Wait. What was Graham Mertz his guy, or was Graham Mertz the guy the organization told him to go get?
So looking at their schedule, they're going to lose week 1, I think, to Miami. They're going to lose week 3 to Texas A&M. So that right there, they're starting off 1-2. In my opinion, they're starting off 1-2. Texas State, I think they win. UCF, I think they win. So that puts them at 3-2.
They beat Mississippi State too.
That's what I said, isn't it?
All right.
So then I think they lose to Tennessee.
Well, hold on, we giving them that UCF game? We just giving it to them?
Who's that quarterback?
KJ Jefferson. Exactly.
I think we giving them that one?
I think
Kobe Hudson's not healthy right now at all. He ain't even playing in the spring.
They're going to get toad-wamped by Tennessee. Kentucky blitzes them. So that puts them at 3-3.
Whoa.
3-4 going into Georgia. Billy's gone.
Hold up.
He's out of there, bro. He's out of there.
3-3 going into Georgia, and he's fired?
Yeah.
Give me some of the shit you got. I want it. Send it to me in the mail, certified FedEx, bro. I want it all. Bro, if he's 3-3, there is no way that he's fired. He has to be sub 500.
Okay. If he's 3-3, 3-4, whatever, it all depends on how bad those final 2 are. I think Tennessee beats them by 40 points.
That's fine.
I think Kentucky beats them by three
Brock
scores.
Vandergraft's first season ever being behind that line.
I don't care. I think Florida is that bad and that much of a
Not
shit
on
show.
defense, my friend. Not on defense. He went out and got dogs on defense to both.
But you got to score points to win games.
Oh, no,
I
bullshit.
know.
Hold on.
I know.
No, my friend. You just got done 35 fucking minutes ago telling me that shit didn't fucking matter. You can't go backwards on me. Not today, my boy. Not today.
Listen, I don't know when he gets fired, but if you look at the history of Florida Gator football, we've seen some coaches with good records get fired. Billy Napier does not have a good record.
If he makes it to the gauntlet with DJ Lagway and they are in these games, if they are 3-3 when they go to Georgia and they go Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, Florida State, that's the gauntlet to me. If they go down and they are competitive with DJ Lagway,
how many wins you talking?
Dan Lanning.
How many wins you talking? How many wins you talking?
I think if he gets 6 or 7 wins, he's good.
He ain't winning that many.
7 wins, he's good. I think so because he's done a great job in recruiting. He's done a great job in the portal. And listen, we seen how bad Graham Mertz looked in Madison. Yes, he was checked down Charlie last season, but Graham Mertz stats were pretty daggone impressive last season.
See, whoa. What's so impressive about like 6 yards per on an 8? That's not good, dude. That is not good. There's no Travis Etienne there, though. I'm
talking about in comparison
to
what he did in Madison. What he did in Madison, it was god awful. I couldn't believe that Florida was even going after him.
But they don't have. There's pieces missing. His sleepy blankets, his little Linus guys, his little guys. Ricky Purcell, he's gone. Travis Etienne, gone. I mean, Trevor Etienne, gone. Like, whichever Etienne, he's out. Like, now he has to take that step. He has to develop these guys. Like, he has to get a rapport with these guys. Nobody wants.
You see 6 wins on that schedule, brother?
Well, okay, all right. I got you. Miami. Why is that guaranteed? Here's my question. Why did Cam Ward for the NFL and come back? There's question marks. He's got to take a step too.
I'm with you there. That's a push.
Say they win that one. Just give that one.
Yeah, let's get at them. Yeah.
Right? It's week 3 against Texas A&M. If it's not Wegman, they're in that game, homie. They can fight in that game if Wegman.
I think Wegman's going to be ready.
Wow. By week 3, I think he hasn't even took a snap yet. Okay, he ain't even in a red jersey, bro. He's watching from the box. So I gotta wait and see. Right? Sanford, that's a W. Texas A&M, we'll see. So I'll go. They lose to Texas A&M. They're 2-1. Right? Mississippi State 3-1. The Knights, that's 50-50, but 4. They could be.
And then they don't win the rest of the year. But that's. Bye, Billy.
Nah, Kentucky, bro. I said, so say they get to 5, right?
Okay.
Say they get to 5, but they're not getting blown out by Georgia. They only lose by.
You saying they win 5 games and they competitive.
With the freshmen, only with the freshmen. If Graham Mertz is the quarterback and they get smoked out,
I can see that as an angle, but I think there's no way in God's green earth Billy Napier keeps his job.
But here's the thing: what's to say those teams are ranked at where they are when it comes to that time to the gauntlet?
Hey, great point. Great point.
What's to say that they're not beaten, right? What's to say that all of a sudden they beat a Texas A&M team that has Wegman or doesn't have Wegman that's still in the top 25, right? What's to say that they beat Miami that's a top 24 team? All of a sudden, where's Florida now? At the bottom of the cusp, trying to sniff that top. We've seen it before with Florida, right? They beat Utah and jumped 37 spots all of a sudden. So,
oh, yeah. We remember that. That was bad. That was so bad.
Let's not just.
Not ranked at 12.
Let's not just escort Billy Napier out the door yet, okay?
You know why I say he's gone? Old ball coach made a comment that he said that he wished that Billy Napier kept things more tidy. Now, what exactly did he mean by tidy? Did he mean it from an organizational standpoint? Did he mean it from an accountability standpoint? What did he mean it from that? Then we see former players. Trevor Etienne had something to say about Florida. Princely Human Nealon is on an Ole Miss team that I'm buying a lot of stock on this year. Had something to say about Florida. He said, I actually feel like I'm being developed. That's scary when people are saying things like that. Go ahead.
Is that Napier or is that his coaching staff?
That's good. That's good.
Because all I'm saying is running back's coach's job is to develop the guys, right? Head coach is to oversee the guys underneath him. That's why
but if he's letting his guys underneath him not develop, there's the accountability issue.
Where do you see not development on Trevor Etienne?
The coach.
But if Trevor Etienne is putting up top numbers, where do you see the non-development there?
Yeah,
or maybe he had an argument.
Presley said that. Trevor Etienne said another compliment. He said,
I could pull up some YouTube footage where Princely was sitting there sleeping, having a sandwich, not pursuing people.
I'm sure you can.
So,
sure you
you know what they say? If you live in a glass house, you don't throw stones. You know,
Yeah.
pot calling the kettle black. Homie needs to check himself. There's a reason why they left. I don't know what the reasons are, okay? But to say that falls totally on Billy Napier as a whole, I don't buy that, okay? The coaching staff, the running backs coach, all the way down to, defensive linemen, whatever. Those guys have to have accountability. That's why they're there.
I agree.
But if there's even that scent going on there, then Napier should have fucking. Sorry, part of my.
No, you got talk. Hey, we talk on this. Go ahead.
I already went off
that in the butt. Because that's his job as the head coach. He's the leader of every single aspect on that team. And if he sees guys aren't being developed the way he sees fit, then he needs to fire whoever needs to be fired or fix whatever.
But do you see that ETN didn't develop? Because I saw a kid that progressively got better over the season.
No, obviously he developed if a school like Georgia was interested in him.
So what happened was ETN and Human either got the bad deal of a bag of chips, bro. They got a bag of Lay's chips that had 7 in it instead of having a half bag full. Okay, now pissed off, right? They might have had an argument with Napier and it didn't go the way they wanted, so they're gonna go out there and try to badmouth this guy. I'm not defending Napier, but if Human was a top 10 defensive end all season, all right, then you got it great, bro. There were games you went to sleep, put a lawn chair out, and didn't even play.
Well, he's gonna dominate this year, though.
If he plays 100%, maybe now
defensive front at Ole Miss, he's should be 101 all season. If he don't, now we can come back and look at this conversation and say, but with that defensive front, Ole Miss guy, he should.
Ole Miss is my pick to win that SEC.
That's what I've been saying.
That's
my natty pick, bro.
Yeah, that's hey D. Now I know you play video games. I don't play Nino. When I load up EA Sports College Football 25, the first team I'm using is Ole Miss, and that's why.
You have to at least with Lane Kiffin's up. Yeah,
come on, man.
I mean, I'm gonna honestly be Ohio State, but that's
all right. I got a hypothetical here.
Ask me, please. I'm ready.
If Nino wants to go first, Nino go first. Yeah. Charlie Baker has been fired as president of the NCAA, and you've been hired in his place. What are the first 3 moves that you are making? Nino, go first.
The SEC, Big 12, Big 10, ACC, and Pac-2 are all in one conference. Done. That is finished. We're not having a discussion no more. We'll finish out the G5 and all these other schools later, but that's what we're doing with that, okay? January 14th is National Signing Day. There's only one signing day. It's the middle of both of them. The fuck out of here with that bullshit. We're done. Okay? That's it.
Yeah!
And the last one, you hire Renee Anderson and you pair it one of the top financial advisors for the JP Morgan Fidelity. That's the commish, and you handle this NIL mess the right fucking way.
Hey, where's the soundbite, Nino? Where's the soundbite, Nino? Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Hey.
Go fine because Nino Brown fucking said so.
Hey, man. As a member of this show, I approve that message. Dina, same question for you. What's the first 3 changes you making?
So me and Nino, we're on the same page for 2 out of our 3. I said to spice it up, you get rid of conferences, you put them in a tier. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. You have your obviously big schools, tier 4, and you start regulation.
It's almost like pods.
Yeah. If you're the worst 2 in tier 4, you automatically play in tier 3 the next year. If you're the best in tier 3, you move up to tier 4, so forth.
No, have parity. You keep.
I love that. I love that.
Teams actually grow and have a chance to compete. Going off that, the playoffs, I think you go the FCS playoff route. Top 20 teams automatically make it, with the number 1 seeds automatically getting a bye. It's worked for them for 20 plus years. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'm with that.
And number 3, it has to go with the NIL. You got to figure out some way to control that instead of it being used to create the Wild Wild West, whether it's you have someone like JP Morgan or one of those financial institutes control it, or you set a hard cap for how much you can give each player. That way teams like Ohio State aren't spending 20 plus million in the offseason buying a team, and you let other teams – my wife's giving me crap about that. You let other teams actually have a fighting chance.
So I'm with all of that.
Now,
the thing is, with the hard cap, we'd have to figure out a way where, like, these kids can't get money. It would have to be broken down, like, per game.
Yeah.
I'll give you a $2 million NIL deal. We're going to break it down in 13 games. You finish week 1, Make a deposit.
Here's your game.
Finish week 2. None of this. I'm going to give you $7 million up front, and you're never going to take a snap. And now,
Caden Proctor.
Yeah.
Jaden, you know what I'm saying? Like so. Well, that's the shit that's got to end. The reason why I said what's her face, Renee, is because she's like, I think she's like Roger Goodell's right-hand person who they thought was going to take over, but he just signed an extension. So he's there to like 2028. Like, I don't think she's going to wait that long. Go get the one that's hungry, the one that's climbed the shots and done everything the right way. Right. He won't leave. He wouldn't.
No,
but she's the one. She's going to take one of their jobs if she's around.
Oh, yeah. It's only a matter of time.
Go get her now. Go get the top guy from JP Morgan. Right. And then you got what Chip Kelly said. You got the commish, but you got it with 2 brains instead of one guy trying to figure it out on his own. You got the money side, you got the game side, and now we just get it to go. Every school gets $6 million for NIL. They just made $3.8 billion. They
can throw it
out between everybody.
It's plenty of money to go around. I have to agree with NIL. One of the things that I said earlier, because I asked this very same question on College Football Showdown, was that and me and Jalen both agreed that the third time portal offender has to be penalized. It has to be a red shirt year. It has to be a red shirt year. The third time you do it, it has to be a red shirt year.
Yeah.
Well, he had a red shirt year, so that don't work.
No, yeah, he did red shirt in Iowa.
Nice shot.
No, but
I mean, you have to sit out if you did the third time transfer.
He sat out and was handing out water.
Who you talking about?
Deuce Hogan. Because we were talking. I did a Future Phenom show. I put him as one of my guys because I think he can beat Diego Pavia 2.0. He's going to New Mexico State. There's nobody really there except for there's a kid coming in. Nunez is coming in for I think Fullerton. Not knocking him, but I think Hogan was
a better JT Daniels.
Yeah, right. But Hogan was a former 4 or 5 star recruit. Like he was on the QB1. I know that's stupid, but they only put big name dudes on there. Somehow he snuck in on that show. Yeah. He was a baller. He just couldn't figure it out in Iowa. Like never had a chance. He went to Kentucky, sat behind Devin Leary. So he's like, all right, I'm out. He's mobile. He's got a howitzer. The spot, you know.
And mobile really works in their system too. So. I like that. Let's get into this last question. I figured this question too was going to cause some controversy. Julian Sanders turned the heads in camp, and I believe personally that it's Will Howard's job and Will Howard's job only. But is there a world that it should be an open competition between Howard and Sand? Now you go first.
I think it all comes down to which Chip Kelly is showing up.
Okay.
Is it Oregon offense Chip Kelly, or is it the last 2 years UCLA Chip Kelly?
Okay.
If it's Oregon Chip Kelly, obviously I think Will Howard has the edge, just being a little bit more athletic than Sand. If it's UCLA, then I think the door opens up a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do a 2 QB system. I could see him running it kind of like how Northwestern did in the early 2000s with Colton, Simeon sort of deal. If the offense struggles, then obviously I think it's Sand's job. Me personally, I'm not a Will Howard fan. I see him. He could be used more as a weapon, much like Blake Bell was his year at Oklahoma. Hey, you laugh, but he did well. He's won a couple Super Bowl rings as a tight end.
He has. Yeah.
With Will Howard being 6'5", 6'6", 240 plus, he could be in there used as something like that.
Come here. Get real close. I want to talk to you for a minute. Now, I want to talk to people at home. Ryan Day ain't trying to lose his job before the season starts. Just saying.
That's a great point.
See what I did there? No, listen. Howard's there as a veteran presence. There's no way that Julian Sand wins the job before week 4. There's no way. Because if we do that, right, you went out and got Chip Kelly to go make sure that you had 2-headed monsters rolling with a veteran QB because what? You ran your QB out of town last year.
Yep.
Kyle McCord.
Yep.
So there's always that sour taste of malt vinegar or whatever you want to call apple cider vinegar in his mouth, all right, in the fans' mouth. So they're pissed off about that shit to begin with. Now, The guy you got, you're not going to start. The guy you went and got, you're not going to start. You're going to start the kid that comes to you by default. Does he even really want to be there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or did he go there because that was the only spot that happened to be open? I'm telling you something right now. One of these dudes is gone in this late window portal. Whether it's Sayin, whether it's Nolan, whether it's Howard, one of them's gone.
It's Devin Brown for sure.
I don't know.
It's Devin Brown.
If you're Air Nolan, you want to stay there?
No, he could leave also.
Yeah,
but out of the big Howard, Sayin, Brown, is Brown.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Devin Brown has too much of that Baker Mayfield moxie. I'm not fucking quitting. I don't give.
He did quit. Baker did quit.
No. But he's got that. Who quit? Baker quit or who?
Texas Tech.
Nah. That's why, because he left. He didn't get developed by nobody. Texas Tech sucked balls, bro.
Devin Brown ain't gonna get developed at Ohio State either. It's gonna be Sayin or Howard.
I'm talking about his.
He does a lot of talking.
You know what I'm saying? So he's not gonna quit. I stood here when they brought this guy in and that guy in. Well, you can still stay there, homie. And you can watch from the sidelines, but he ain't going nowhere because he ain't winning the job anywhere. He's going to stay where he is. He'll probably be a quarterback coach in 3 years for Ohio State Buckeyes, right? So he's not going anywhere. And Nolan's out. That's my opinion. I think Julian Sayin could fight for that job come week 5 or 6.
Could Devin Brown transfer to Illinois and beat out Luke Altmaier?
No, because I don't think Altmaier is even the starter. I think it's the other kid.
I think Altmaier starts this year.
The kid who played for him last year.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Everybody liked Isaiah Williams. But Isaiah Williams don't get those numbers without Luke Altmaier.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Because where was Isaiah Williams the previous season when Luke Altmaier wasn't there?
Yeah. I think that was his first year playing wide receiver full time. He was playing like quarterback.
The kid I'm thinking of graduated. I didn't realize he graduated.
It's Luke Altmaier's job. They went out and got. Paddock's done. So
y'all don't think Devin Brown can start for another school in the conference?
He could start for
in the conference.
Yeah.
No, because I don't even think he could
start for this.
He's better than Cade? Well, he was recruited better than Cade. That's the question, because he still has never been able to win the job, right?
Yeah, I mean, we
quarterbacks that wear numbers in the 30s can kick rocks, bro.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Hey, no, East Coast, Virginia's got their QB. My boy Anthony Calderon is the future of that program. You can book it.
Hey, man, this has been a spicy episode. Probably the longest episode we had in a long time. Hey, man, Nino, you take us home, man.
Hey, it's been a blast. I love talking
for sure
ball with both of you gentlemen. But you guys already know the deal. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Until next time, we out.